Nonviolence Organization, a human rights entity affiliated to Marjaeyat Foundation in Washington, D.C., sent a message to the Arab world leaders who have now gathered in Jordan to attend the Arab League Summit. This message urged the Arab world leaders to take a unified stance to stop bloodshed, suppression in some Arab countries.
A statement by Nonviolence Organization to Arab League Summit in Jordan. In the name of God, the mercy-giving, the merciful, let there be one nation of you that shall call to righteousness, ordering honor and forbidding dishonor. Those are the prosperous. Holy Quran, chapter 3, verse 104. While the Arab League Summit in Jordan hosts Arab leaders, presidents, and kings, most Arab and Islamic nations are looking forward to the results of this regional conference, which will contribute to reducing the worsening of the human rights conditions, especially during this critical period of history. The Arab leaders meet in very critical and sensitive circumstances. The compounding national, religious, humanitarian, and moral responsibilities fall on the shoulders of these leaders without any distinctions, since most Arab nations live in an unprecedented worsening humanitarian condition. There is need to resolve the political differences between the ruling regimes and to prioritize the interests of the Arab nations, regardless of the internal and external conflicts and agendas that do not take into account the safety and security of the people. In addition, there is a need to work honestly and transparently to stop the wars raging in many countries such as Yemen, Syria, and Libya, since the wars in these countries have destroyed the life in a way as it never existed. The facts and evidences reveal that the Arab nations are affected by each other, and any security vacuum or systematic collapse is clearly reflected on the rest of the neighboring countries and nations. Therefore, all Arab governments are required to review their internal and external policies to repair the status quo. The Arab world is on the verge of famine, a serious threat besides the security vacuum in countries that are still negligent to their nations. The threat can result in death and mass killing. Terrorism and takfiri ideology have become more widespread in all Arab countries without exception. This has turned into a serious threat to any country where there is a security vacuum, as it can be witnessed in countries such as Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Libya, and Egypt. In addition to all the above, the organization stresses that the need for internal reforms in the Arab and Islamic countries is becoming more and more urgent, especially with the declination of human rights, democracy, and social peace, which is no less dangerous than the threat of terrorism and takfiri ideology. Therefore, Nonviolence Organization stresses the need to review these issues in a serious and practical way, to bridge the gap between nations and their political leaders, and to promote the societies as required, both on human and legal dimensions. This human rights organization also calls on all countries and governments to take the logic of dialogue and understanding and diplomacy in reforming relations with their nations. God is aware of all intentions.